Hello boys, my name is Koyoshi and welcome back to my playthrough of Disney Illusion Island for Switch with Minnie Mouse as our playable character of choice, as you're about to see in a minute. So, in the last video we left off in the sky below once again. The sky below is once again turning into probably the longest level of the game, and no surprise there, is very long and very tedious. So it's probably the longest main level in the whole game right now. And it makes sense because it is very long. Alright, so now we're going to continue going down below even further. This time into the abyss. I'll show you where my progress is. I think we need to go more around the right here before we can go back to the other spot. If you're wondering, that book vein was actually the Tome of Botany, so we used that already. It's hard to know exactly which ones you've used, but anyway, here we go. Back into here. I'm just gonna dash past these enemies. So that one is a bit trickier to get. Whenever there are two enemies at once, it gets pretty tedious to get through them all. This is kind of a weird line straight with no enemies, which is a little bit curious. Also, we 100%ed the deaths, so we don't need that anymore. So now, yeah, here we go. We're now deep into the abyss. So yeah, this is a good time to stop because we literally just got into the abyss now. Like I said, the deeper we go though, the harder it becomes. These spike patterns are much more tough to deal with. As you can see, it literally covers the main path it's supposed to go. We could still hide in the middle, but the fact that there's also other spikes nearby makes it very tricky. Like we had much of a choice there though. We had to go that hard way anyways because we needed to get our secret. So yeah. So the underwater sections just become more tighter and we see more curl mechanics later in the indoor seconds. So if you thought they got really annoying before, they're gonna get even worse here. Last time I did this was like one of the worst sections up to this point. The curl mechanics are in even more tighter spots now. And they get to be very tedious this time around. They could even sometimes hit you from farther below, depending on where you spawn them. So you need to be very careful with what you do. I'm gonna go up top first. Thankfully, this other enemy is almost just as easy to avoid as before. Ever since learning what to do with it, it's probably the easier of the two enemies to avoid now, and only Curl Canic is any challenging. Okay, that one was a little bit more simpler to avoid. Yeah, okay, there's a clear blocker there. That platform actually helped us out a lot. Sometimes, because they move around, sometimes if you move them just incorrectly, you can sometimes just get hit doing that. This enemy is also pretty close to the edge. Both of them are. So you need to spawn them far away to not get hit. Otherwise, you'll just die. Or just get hit really quickly. Okay, that mechanic is just kind of there, honestly. Yes, I do. There's one enemy I actually remember a name for, and it's actually pretty complicated. I remember his name because he's the meanest of the enemy names, so how would I not forget him? I can actually just cheat and go over here. Open this door over here. Get this Token here. Actually want these stars to be gone for the second part, since this is how we get up here easily. Also lets us avoid that enemy more easily. I kind of figured out what to do. You have to very quickly go underneath these Serophanics. It's kind of like a speedrun forced mechanic. Pretty much you have to go very fast on them. You don't want to stop for anything. You just want to go fast when you see one of those enemies, or else they'll easily destroy you. The only problem is their patterns, like I mentioned before, could just be very awkward to avoid. Conveniently, in this part, there is a nice healing pool nearby if you were damaged, but that's about it. That's the last healing pool for a while. We didn't get the achievement because we didn't get all of the healing pools yet, but probably will be another one later. So yeah. This is a part I mentioned before where I think in the original playthrough I mentioned if you miss something here, it can be really tedious to go back and recover it. See, like, yeah, okay, so just going for that part very quickly, that's the best way to deal with the curl mechanic. You could also block them against certain walls as well. We found another hidden Mickey here. Because it's not underwater, the turds aren't wearing their underwater gear this time. I know this is supposed to be the deepest part of the episode, yet once again we are not fully underwater for some reason. It's kind of weird. By the way, this underwater section tripped me a couple of times the first couple of times I went into it. It starts to get really tricky when it goes from underwater to regular platforming at the same time. Okay, even going fast there, that metal panic is in a much trollier spot. As you can see, it's literally placed right next to one of the buttons. You'd have to probably bait him to attack and then go under. He's also much higher up, so I'm not used to the pattern this time around, so it's guaranteed to get hit pretty much there. Oh yeah, I forgot, there's nothing back here. Because I don't want to deal with them more than I need to, I'm probably just going to go as fast as I can. Use my double jump to get that. See, like, this HP I can get. I was thinking of getting an HP further back, but figured that would be real mad. I'm not going to swing on that, because that might throw me up into the spikes. Go up here first, I guess. Yeah, not too bad. This one I have to swing on now. Jeez. It's hard to know what area I'm supposed to explore. Hey, that one looks a little bit scary with all the curl bags. Let's go back here first. I can never tell which one is the dead end and which one is not the dead end. I'll dash out here and check this phone first, and sure enough, it is there. This time it only covers a small area, which is much better. It's kind of weird. Some kill mechanics are easy to avoid and never seem nearly possible to not take damage from in some scenarios. It's hard to know. Alright. See, like, once again there, I had to go as fast as I could to not get hit by that. I guess that one part was a bit tricky, but even then... That section I previously skipped before is probably much worse off. I'm gonna actually go over here on purpose. I'd rather not deal with the curl mechanic again, so we're gonna go down here. And yes, that literally is its name. This game has some really funny names for its enemies. I think they definitely have some very unique enemy designs, that's for sure. Alright. Now that secret is gone, we can more easily go up here. I'm gonna see what's up here first. Nope. Barricade. Have to go down this way. See, like, this is the other troll part. Is the fact that Aero Panic has an extreme range sometimes. Apparently there's a problem though, for themselves rather. Not for me, but themselves, where as you saw, they actually can sometimes just not trigger despite you being right next to them, so that one we simply just had to go fast. Although, we can't do that unless we're underwater, so we were still got hit by the second one anyway. That one we should have probably figured out where the stuff had shot to. Although its meta-bills do not have a tell, so you wouldn't know where they get shot to until it's too late. They also might be super tight to the point where there's two it's like right next to each other, and that, what are you gonna do then? Ah! I tried to go to do that other spot, and I just ran right back into that starfish on accident instead. Wasn't supposed to get hit by that there at all. And as you can see, these things do have a good radius, so they will shoot you from very far across the map sometimes. Okay, open the secret. There we go. Made it through that. Thankfully didn't take more damage. I do remember this section a bit fondly. I kind of panicked after I got a few damage dealt to me very early on, particularly by these double cure mechanics over here. Okay, I can't hide from that one over there. Again, it's almost impossible to get for that section without taking damage. And I had almost no health left to it, so whenever I went for the double kill part, I just died. There's not a lot I could do. It was through a mix of doing certain other sections worser. And yeah, speaking of which, talking about range, see how far that thing was able to shoot? My gosh. Your only hope is that there are some invisible spots that you can not have to deal with them. But if you didn't know about those invisible spots, you would get hit by them almost every time. Thankfully, that one does have a hiding spot under the edge. But again, not so much. So again, we kind of just have to take damage from half of them. Thankfully, the game gives us HP pretty much everywhere, so we can get our HP back very quickly. Alright, something tells me I should go up the top first, last I remember. Ooh, nice. There's a hidden Mickey, but there's also a big red spiky thing Bad Spiny getting close to me. Oh, okay, I didn't get it. Thank goodness. That starfish nearly killed me, too. Where does this go? I think this is the free shortcut to go back, so... Tell you what, I think I am going the right way, sort of. We're not going the right way towards the objective, but the game actually teleports us out of this once we're done anyway. Okay, that one apparently you could just hold right and win through, apparently. As long as they don't attack, like, super early. Oh, this is one of those trap ones. Oh, okay, I need to double jump from one of these. There we go. See, I knew I had to double jump from one of those, otherwise I was probably gonna get in anyway. Nice secret, by the way, over here. I can't remember if I missed this one too. I don't think I did, because I got all of the secrets the first time I went to the abyss, as far as I'm aware. Oh, this is a whole nother path, my gosh. Oh, so this is how we get Cheeto. I've been told that Enter the Sea is the place to be. Use this to explore it all. Is this like the last map piece or something? I think it is. Yeah, we're almost done exploring this place anyway. Funnily enough, it still doesn't show us the secret areas, but it does show us where most gear areas are. But yeah. And not much to say. This area is very fun. What else could I say about it? It's quite beautiful and pretty fun. So everybody's also leaked this area to explore since we've taken the damage at. Honestly, I don't get how players are going to be able to go for this without taking any damage. There probably should be a rule where if you take trips out, you should just redo from your previous map section until you get it right. Oh no, this is tricky. Oh, actually, never mind. You could just spam dash through that. So that one, the strat was just hold dash and win, apparently, for that one. But what about going backwards now? Okay, yeah. Legit, you're supposed to... For most of those, you just want to go as fast as you possibly can, and you won't get hit. Kind of interesting. An enemy that forces you to speedrun just to get through it, to not take damage from it. And then others that seems almost impossible to not take damage from them. Alright. Yeah, see, like, that one really is as simple as just hold right and win, and then, for some reason, a different time, it's much harder. By the way, the spikes look like they're going to hit you from a different spot, but then they actually spew out slightly different than what they're supposed to be. That can actually throw quite a few people off sometimes. Me included. I think I've taken damage that way a couple of times before. Let's get this memorabilia first. Yep, I called it by its actual name this time. And now we're gonna go here. What now? I'm gonna go... Alright, I'm going for whatever section is higher up versus the sections that are lower down. If there's where I don't have to go for a particular tight section, then I'll not go there. At least now we have a much clearer indication of where to explore. This is really, really tight. I will admit, if I am doing a no damage playthrough, I probably wouldn't go for all the secrets right away. I would focus on just actually completing a run first, and then maybe try to get also no damage 100% as well. Alright, there's one section I have to do up here, but first I'm gonna go back over here via the secret area and go over here. Alright. If you wonder why I'm not dashing, it's because I don't want to get hit by the spikes. Alright. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this section. How about that? 4 of those red spiky things at the exact same time. This is really confusing to get through. If there's any section that seems just go fast, that's the one for sure. Like, holy crap, there's so many spiky things. It's better to just go as fast as you can for that. Well, I've definitely made a lot more progress than the previous time I did this. In fact, I still haven't died up to this point, which is much better. See, that's also another reason why I wanted to change the playthrough. You see, I was gonna try to set up the playthrough so at least up until a certain point it would be a no-death playthrough, but I didn't hit that the first couple of times I played. By the way, in the last section, I am still going to count through as if I was to no death it. Okay, this is a really tricky part. The fact that it delays too is really awkward. Okay, there's a hidey spot right here. And apparently there too as well. Holy crap, I'm getting much better at the game now. Okay, so that's how you're supposed to do that, no damage. But that's really tricky. You have to move in and out. That's another section where I typically just get hit when I played the game the first time. Apparently I have expanded my knowledge since then. Oh, there's a secret over here. Let's go ahead and get that. Nice secret memorabilia. Yeah. Alright, there's only one in Mickey, and it's close to the end, and this time around, Depths and Abyss are 100%ed, so we never have to return here again, which is nice, even though we don't have a clear should needed down here. I'd rather not return to this, because it is pretty tight. Like, imagine if you missed this bump, you would have to go all the way back. Anyways. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention, we're getting very close to the third thief. I forgot to mention that we're trying to capture book thieves, isn't that correct? Yeah, we're trying to capture those thieves, because yeah, that's a thing we're doing. Oh my gosh, man. Alright, well, I think we might have found one. Wait a minute, old timer, how did you teleport down here? You were just outside Crescent Hamlet no more than a minute ago, although to be fair, we've been traveling through this area for about an hour, so I guess that makes sense. Oh dear, I do not love this. What's wrong? I heard some strangers were coming for the final tome.
Gosh.
Hey, we're strange. I wonder if it's us.
Huh?
Oh no, and you got a book? I'm afraid so. Can't you just give it to us, old timer? I would love to, but I'm afraid I can't. So we gotta fight you for it? Haha, this'll be easy. Donald, why do you always have to say such things? It's what I do here. Don't want anybody to feel left out. We don't have our second HP before this, but still pretty cool. So this guy's mechanic is also probably the toughest. In addition to not being able to dash right into these individual setups, his unique mechanic is he will spin this laser beam around the room, but you can't attack him until after the fish is spinning. And after a while, they just get destroyed, which is kind of awkward that they make you do that, but it is tedious. So this is what makes it pretty tedious, you see. His mechanic initially seems simple, but it's not. It's actually a very complicated mechanic. So you have to basically... I think they have changed it since the first time I battled him. So, yeah, as you can see, he's by far the hardest beef to capture because his mechanic is that spinning laser thing you have to avoid. On top of it, it gets faster and faster the further you get on into the battle. Most tedious part, though, is that some of it takes place underwater, some of it does not take place underwater. That means you frequently will have to go back and forth sometimes in certain areas, and on top of it, the weird underwater mechanics may cause you to miss certain jumps that you wouldn't have missed otherwise, so it's very tricky. Definitely the toughest boss so far. I've already taken a lot of damage. I'm gonna die this fight somehow, and I'm gonna to redo it. They make this so much more brutal than the previous fights before. They only do they add more spikes, but they make it go faster and more tedious as you get further into the fight. Well, I guess this part doesn't change. Before there was also a bug where sometimes if you hit the thing too soon, apparently not all of these ball things would activate properly. And you can see the problem is sort of twofold. You can't really go one section without having to wait for another section to move. So you have to kind of plan your routing now. How much could I delay for? Okay. I could delay a pretty long time. I should be good to hit the last two spots now. Alright, we got in the first time, so we'll get more HP. That's a nice thing that they give you HP between phases, but during the same phase, you don't get any extra HP. Alright. We're gonna get this HP first. Spot now? Oh yeah, this way. The only good news about this boss fight is his pattern is fairly consistent. One time will go this way, and one time will go the other way. You need to figure out when the best time is to go to the other path. Typically, you want to go to the other path when he's going the opposite way. Like, since we're going here, we to go right or clockwise. Otherwise, we might just get hit. Thankfully we got both HP back, and we also got him without taking damage that time. He is definitely the hardest boss here, though. At first playthrough will probably be the hardest boss, which makes sense. He's the last. Ben does not want to get on easily. By the way, I don't dash out of those spots anymore. I figure if I dash too much, it gets messy, and then I end up just dying very easily. Or just taking damage unnecessarily. So now he's gonna go the other way. And yeah, I am playing all of these fights as if I'm trying to take no damage. Never play it safe, I'm sorry. There are some risky strategies you could do, like going through the middle of him, or dropping down very quickly, but you typically can't do that while he's doing the spinning thing. I think we can hide like right here, and then the thing will just vanish. See, like right here, you could just drop down. Skip having to walk down there a little bit. Figured I'd do that for that final hit. Obviously, these fights are much faster if you have multiple players, although you may have to have some of them take damage to stay in the right spot to be able to hit multiple of these spots. Okay, see, now I have to go the other way. Now I know not to dash, I'll just do a double jump. Okay, so now he's about to go the other way. It's kind of forced me into a tight predicament here. The way he's making me move, he's forced to go high up constantly. I'm gonna have to do a very fast move in here to get up top before the next thing hits. That way I can stay down here for a bit. Thankfully we're almost done with him after this hit. Just like before, previous people have one more hit before he goes down, and Speed of Witch, she's now down to one more hit after this one. Alright. We'll also get more HP now, so we should be safe. We nearly died to this boss the last time, and a similar thing almost happened here, except now I learned what to do. Ah. Okay, well, not really. Oh, and he also adds more lasers. Mysteriously, though, he no longer does the spinning animation at all. It's kind of weird. He sacrifices his own spinning animation, but adds more lasers to the attack. That's his power-up. Hey, that's how we're supposed to get out there without taking damage. So you pretty much just have to wait for his wounds to spew, and this actually feels like another easier part, because they no longer spin around, so you don't have to worry about getting chased. I'll end up finishing with pretty much full health, yeah. I just said, pretty tough thief to capture. He does not want to get captured, that's for sure. Looks like it's spell time. TVD, TVD, TVD. I just love being defeated. He snacks victory that much sweeter. Hey, where's the tone of what's a deal? Maybe that's what's blocking the mail chute.
Oh, wow.
The last book. I'll get it. Tome of Astronomy. Yeah, careful, Goofy. It looks like it might. Oh no. See what I mean? It's gonna teleport us. I knew it. See, I remembered this from before, so we're gonna get teleported now. For some reason, they always make Donald come out last. And they also extend the animation just for him. My goodness, no. What? Oh, I'm so sorry you have to go through all this. That was fun. Then it wasn't. Then it was again. What matters is we have the last book, so that's all free. Our quest is over. We stopped the thieves and saved the day. The Saw and we Hokuns will be so happy. I'll be happy when we're out of here. Let's go find Toku. Well, first, we need to use this book here. I gotta conveniently place a book right next to you. Alright. Interesting. Alright. So now this area is looking a lot brighter now. I didn't even realize until later that this tome is what you wish upon. That achievement says when you wish upon a star, which is one of Disney's most iconic songs from one of their older movies, which is nice. Also, if this place is for all that's only hints to the skies, here's your map piece. Oh, I think this was the last element we are missing. Yeah. Sure enough, we got Geomaster, which means we now have every map piece. Our map is now fully explorable. Also, with all the astronomy tomes, we can go and get all the other secrets now. But we do have to go back and explore the other secrets first. At least now that we have all the tomes out of the way, we can go back to the end whenever we feel like it. We're gonna do this a bit earlier this time than in the previous playthrough because of a specific thing that's gonna happen. However, I must use all the tomes first if I want to get this to set up consistently. Otherwise, I will not be able to do this trick later. We'll see what I mean in a little bit. Anyways, this is probably the coolest animation here. It straight up changes this area to have a music. It is a cool-like area, so it's pretty cool. Nice and Mickey up here as well. Essentially, if an area does not have a book by itself, I will not go and pick it up. The second one is probably over here last I checked. There we go. Nice. We're still quite a ways away from the second hit. The third extra HP. Goofy with the sunglasses again, by the way. Alright. So, yeah, we still have a lot of tokens to collect. Let's go ahead and collect all the glitch words before I forget. Oh, actually, never mind. See, this is why I have to check this every time, because I never know how close I am. So here we have Craters Bay, Crescent Hamlet, The Sky Below, Inhabitants of Astromo. We're very close to the second HP. We probably could have gotten that early before the last area. Maybe not necessarily before the last area, but close to it. Alright. Okay, there's only one more challenge here, but that challenge hasn't even opened up yet, so that is kind of normal. Okay, so conveniently enough, we are very close to one of the missing tomb areas, but there's still a lot more that we missed. Essentially, any of the areas that have a tomb to it that next to it that also have an icon means we need to go back there to get those. So I see one over there, and I see actually another one here. And of course, I see one over here, which is very close by. So we'll get this one first. So unfortunately, yes, we are not done backtracking. In fact, the real backtracking part is now going to begin. Not in this video though, but in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like you enjoyed, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.